Halfway through the day, Agatha was supposed to turn one away bright. She had endured weeks of this with a forced smile, the same deadly routine of inspecting 1,000 place cards and cakes and candles and centerpieces, even though they all looked the same to her and she would be happy marrying Tedros in a bat cave. She preferred it actually. No room for guests. Interspersed with all this trivium were appearances for Camelot's Beautiful, a Queen-led campaign to raise funds for the broken-down castle that had been left to blight after King Arthur had died. Agatha believed in the cause wholeheartedly and had a high tolerance for nonsense. She was friends with Sophie after all, but Lady Grimling seemed determined to humiliate her with each day's schedule, whether making her sing the anthem at the Woods would be Cup. Even the Camelot team covered their ears, or write a boo at the spring fair. It bugged her into a month of poo, or kiss the highest bidder in a smooth the princess auction, a toothless hoodlum who Lady Grimling insisted had won fair and square. Guinevere had warned Agatha to expect resistance from her new warden. Lady Grimling had been chief steward when Guinevere was Arthur's wife, until she and Guinevere had a falling out, and Guinevere had her dismissed. But after Guinevere's disappearance and Arthur's death, the Council of Advisers took over Camelot, since Tedros wasn't yet 16, and these advisers brought Lady Grimling back. Now, with Guinevere returned to the castle, surely Grimling would be prickling to exert control over Guinevere's son and his new queen. Even worse, the old first part couldn't be fired until Tedros' coronation was sealed. Knowing this, Agatha had tried to befriend her steward, but Lady Grimling hated her at first sight. Agatha had no idea why, but clearly the woman didn't want her marrying Camelot's king. It was as if Lady Grimling thought if she just tried hard enough, Agatha would give up her gloom before the wedding. I'll sooner die, Agatha vowed. So for the last 6 months, she had woken up each morning ready for the fight. But today was the day that broke her. First, there was the florist who shoved Agatha's face in so many avaricious bouquets over the course of an hour that she had left wet-eyed and nose-dripping. Next, there were the 6 tailors who showed her dozens of linens that looked exactly the same. Then came the reporter from Camelot's Courier, a miserable, cheerful young girl named Bettina, who arrived sucking a wet lollipop. Lady Grimling already scripted all your answers, so let's have an off-the-record chat for fun. She did before launching into an array of startlingly personal questions about Agatha's relationship with Tedros. What does he wear when he sleeps? Does he have a nickname for you? Do you ever catch him looking at other girls? No, Agatha said to the last, about to add. Especially not bubbles like you. But she held her tongue through nearly an hour of this before she had enough. So, do you and Tedros want children? Bettina whisped. Why? Are you looking for parents? Agatha snapped. The meeting was over after that. She nearly lost her temper again at the Spencer Club fundraisers when she had to read The Lion and the Snake, a famous Camelot storybook, to which bratty children who kept interrupting her because they already knew the story. Now, in her carriage, after picking wedding doves at the zoo, Agatha slumped over in her sweaty gown, thinking of the wars and the etiquette lessons ahead, and sucked back tears. The king hasn't mentioned your name once, Lady Grimling echoed. She had tried to pretend that the meddling bats had lied, but Agatha knew she hadn't. Even when Agatha had run into Tedros in the castle these past few months, he would tell her how pretty she looked, or prattle something inane about the weather, or ask her if she was comfortable in her quarters before shattering away like a spotted squirrel. Last night in her room was the first time she had seen him without a flushed plastic smile on his face that told her not to ask how he was doing, because he was doing just fine. But he wasn't fine, of course, and she didn't know how to help him. Agatha dabbed at her eyes. She had come to Camelot for Tedros, to be his queen, to stand by him in his finest and darkest hours. But instead, they were both alone, fending for themselves. It was clear he needed her. That's why he had crawled into her arms last night. So why couldn't he just admit it? She knew deep down it wasn't her fault, but she still couldn't help feeling rejected and hurt. Whipper curled up in her lap, reminding her he was there. She rubbed his bald head. If only we could go back to our graveyard before we ever thought about boys. Whipper spat in agreement.